All right, guys, let's kick it off and get started.
All right. Thank you, everyone, for joining today. I'm thrilled to be joined by my friend Brooks Arbogast from Xero. We'll be talking about the Ekos and Xero integration. This webinar will be recorded and emailed to you after today's session. So for those of you that submitted questions when you registered for the webinar, thank you. For those that haven't, or if you have any additional questions that come up while Brooks and I are speaking, feel free to just drop them in the Q&A function of your Zoom, and we'll do our best to get to them at the end. So before I introduce Brooks, a quick background on me. I've been at Ekos now for roughly a year as Director of Strategic Partnerships. My first day actually was Halloween of 2019, which made for an interesting initiation experience. And my primary role at Ekos is to build and manage partnerships programs that support our customers and support the industry as a whole. So a big part of that is sourcing, executing, and then growing our integrations partnerships with people like Xero. And again, partners like Xero, they drive a ton of value for Ekos customers. Because Ekos can connect to a best-in-class accounting system like Xero, we can stay focused on what we do best, which is providing best-in-class business and inventory management software. That allows, when you connect those two systems, you, as the customer, you're getting access to the best software for each component of your business, with Xero taking care of everything in your accounting and Ekos taking care of anything in your business and inventory management. We are explicitly not a jack of all trades, master of none, and that's why, again, Brooks and his team are so important to the customer experience at Ekos. So many of you all out there are not currently customers of Ekos, so let's start at the very beginning. What is Ekos? Ekos is an end-to-end business management software that helps craft businesses better manage their inventory, production, sales, and accounting processes. Within that, we give you a real-time view of your facility to track on-hand inventory and manage production workflows. We give you the data and insight into production costs and profitability by product, which allows you to make better business decisions related to production and sales. Additionally, our forecasting tools allow you to order ahead on raw ingredients and packaging materials so that your business is always staying ahead of its production processes. We are cloud-based, so your teams can access the platform at any time, from anywhere, on any device. So whether you're on the production floor or out in the field selling, you can stay on top of your data in real time without having to juggle notebooks and spreadsheets and post-it notes of the dreaded email or voicemail to self, which I'm still guilty of, unfortunately. We take all the data within your business, automatically generate TTB and excise tax reports. For those of you that have ever done that yourself, you know what a both time constraint or a time suck and a psychological pain that is. So we do take care of that for you, save you hours, if not days, in your reporting back to the government. Lastly, and what we'll talk about more of today, we take all of the data generated within your business and sync it over to the accounting platform for cleaner and more accurate books. At the end of the day, this allows you to pull yourself out of your books on a day-to-day basis so that you can focus on your business. So that's a lot of functionality covered on one slide. So what does all of that really do for your business? Ekos offers unlimited user logins, and as a matter of best practice, we highly encourage our customers to get all back-of-house staff, essentially anybody that's not working in the tap room or the tasting room, to fully adopt Ekos. So with your full team working in one place in real time, you're able to work much more cohesively as a single unit without having to chase down information from all different components of your business, which ultimately makes your team more productive, more efficient, more collaborative, and of course, more profitable. Additionally, because every piece of data generated within the business from the moment you purchase ingredients all the way through the sale of finished goods is captured in one place, you'll be equipped with the data and insights to make better decisions for the business. So with that as a high-speed overview of all things Ecos, I will hand it over to Brooks, Strategic Partnerships Manager at Ecos, or at Xero, sorry, feels like he's part of Ecos, to introduce himself and the Xero platform.
That's the true value of integration partners. We don't know which company we're with at that, we're that tight. Yeah, thanks, Landon. Thanks for the introduction. So a lot like Landon, I also lead strategic partnerships for Xero, and strategic partnerships for us encompasses a lot of our marketplace partners. So we'll talk a little bit about that, but Ecos would be one of those marketplace partners. And we mostly focus, my team focuses on US and Canada. So we have similar roles across the world because Xero is truly global. So yeah, I've been at Xero for 3 years, really excited for this opportunity. Love working with all of our integration partners, and glad we can kind of bring to you today the value of Xero, using Xero and Ecos together. What we do, and we'll go into this a little bit more on the next slides, are the accounting software piece of your business. But we also like to think of ourselves as a business platform. So kind of running your business and all of your operations through one place, ultimately to do your accounting at the end of the day, which is kind of like your financial hub. So yeah, so we'll dive right into a few slides to start about Xero, and then I'll hand back over to Landon to talk about using Xero and Ecos together. And we're happy to take some questions today at the end. But as we kind of said, feel free to shoot those in the chat and we'll get back to you after as well. So yeah, rather than like, we are thought it as an accounting software, but again, it's kind of a platform to run your whole small business on. And so with apps in almost every vertical you can imagine that you guys are using today, you can basically have all that data, whether it be invoices, bills, payments, kind of going through Ecos or Xero at the end of the day, and do all of your accounting in kind of a seamless way so that hopefully you don't have to actually do much of the accounting. If you jump on, Landon. So just a little bit about the background of Xero and the value we are generating. Not quite as well known of a brand in the US yet, because it is one of our later countries to enter, but Xero is actually founded in New Zealand. And so we started in New Zealand, went to Australia, really big in the UK, and we're actually a market share leader in a lot of countries globally. So as of our latest public numbers, we are listed on the Australian Stock Exchange, which is great. We just crossed 2.45 million subscribers around the world. So it's become a huge business with a lot of happy small businesses on the platform, as well as a lot of accountants and bookkeepers that use our services and manage their clients through Xero. So yeah, in over 180 countries now. So it's been really fun growing in the US and Canada specifically and reaching customers like yourselves. And you can see that we have over 800 connected apps. And that's where, partners like Ecos add a ton of value to the system, because with those connected apps, you can then connect all of your process and data to really, expedite a lot of the day-to-day tasks that you're doing. We can jump on to the next one. So yeah, as I kind of mentioned, we have 2 major channels using the software. So it's small business owners like a lot of you today, and then accountants and bookkeepers as well that are using Xero and supplying that to their clients so they can kind of manage through the firm and do the accounting and actually do things like receive documents or get invoices that may be coming from Ecos, so you can kind of connect everybody together. You can see some good quotes from some users. And go ahead, next slide. And then this slide really shows that value of the connected ecosystem. So when you're, partnered with an accountant and bookkeeper, studies show that, an advisor is actually usually one of the most important parts of business's success. And when you do have an advisor like that, your success of lasting over 5 years goes up exponentially. So we really like to connect our small businesses with accountants and bookkeepers to be that trusted advisor. But then again, with the apps, everything flows through in one place. We can go jump ahead. And then really want to touch on this slide. So as I mentioned, over 800 certified applications in the marketplace today. Xero actually has what are called open APIs. So anyone can actually go in and build an integration to our platform. 800 of those have been certified, meaning they're publicly available. They're listed in the marketplace. You can go use them today. But what's really cool is you can also build a private integration if you wanted something to kind of, expedite a workflow just for your business. So this is where Ekos really sits. They've actually been through the certification process. They have a really high functioning integration that basically helps you save that time again and really optimize those workflows. And we love connecting businesses with apps, because if you can get 2, 3, even 4 or 5 apps flowing through, then everything is going to kind of reduce your double entry, if you will, to use an accounting term. All right, next slide.
Yeah, so thanks, Brooks, for the background on Xero. The Ekos Xero integration has been really popular among our customers. Ekos has customers in 40 countries. I would imagine this integration is used in most of those countries. The integration initially came online in 2019. Again, we have customers all over the world now, literally syncing their business data and accounting data between these two platforms. So at its core, the Ekos Xero integration takes every piece of data generated by your business and seamlessly syncs it over to Xero. So obviously, we still recommend that you monitor your books, ideally with the help of a CPA or bookkeeper, but this integration will allow you to eliminate a lot of the manual data entry that goes into your books so that you can instead focus on the business itself. So in addition to saving you 15 to 20 hours per month, and in some cases more, depending on the customer, on data entry, on data reconciliation, the automatic syncing of data from Ekos to Xero will also make sure that the data itself is clean and accurate. First, how exactly does it work? So the Ekos team will work with you to set up what will be called your financial accounts in Ekos. These financial accounts will map directly to your charting accounts in Xero, which enables the transmission of customer and vendor details, invoices, credit memos, inventory receipts, and journal entries. So all of your inventory, production, sales data will be managed in Ekos, while your payments will still be sent and received in Xero. So on the right side of this slide is a quick illustration of how some basic actions in Ekos will affect the accounts in Xero. So for example, when you purchase inventory in Ekos, you have a debit to your ingredients account or whatever related account you so tag it as in Xero, and you receive a credit to your accounts payable. And you can see these similar credits and debits that occur as you move either through the production process, through the sales process, or take any other action in Xero. This data, and this is actually a great part of this integration, this data syncs automatically between the two platforms every 4 to 6 hours. Of course, if you want to sync more frequently than that, or if you're sitting in your office and you want a real-time view of your books, there is, of course, a manual sync that you can initiate to sync more frequently than that automatic sync. So for those maybe only tuning in with with one ear, let's play the hits. So the Ekos Xero integration allows you to reduce double entry accounting, streamline communication between all of your departments, easily view real-time financial data, both in Ekos and in Xero, know the true cost of your products and gain insight into profitability at a granular level within the business. You can sync invoices and orders directly into Xero, collect data for the TTB and tax reporting. And then this last point, the unlimited users, is something I want to dive into a little bit more culturally, because it is a value that we at Ekos very much share with the Xero team. So I mentioned before, the unlimited users is not just a nice to have at Ekos. We really push our customers to have their full team adopt the software. And Brooks, I know you all share that perspective as well. I'd love to hear kind of some of the advantages that you all see at Xero of having unlimited users in that platform as well.
Yeah, thanks. Yeah, so we thought that was really cool that both of our softwares offer that unlimited seats kind of capability. So we just charge a monthly price depending on how many invoices you need and some other different kind of usage metrics. And so, yeah, we really encourage, especially we see this with businesses that are 2, 3, maybe more employees, to have everyone have a seat at the table, kind of like Landon mentioned. That way people can be uploading documents to Xero files. You can be using transactions. Maybe one person is actually doing the bank reconciliation, but everybody can, again, get things in one place, and you're not having to pay if someone's just, maybe only using it 5% of the time versus the person that's actually doing more of the accounting. So it's really nice to be able to have the whole business involved. And then that saves you time from having to go collect these files and different things from individuals. And then especially when you look at your accountant and bookkeeper, if you can be on the platform working directly with them and feeding in information when it comes towards the end of the year and you're trying to get all of your financials in order, or tax time and your CPA has to file for you, all of that stuff is in one place, thanks to Ekos also sending a lot of that seamlessly, as Landon mentioned. And you can all be on both platforms, so you kind of know where the business stands today.
Yeah, that's great insight, Brooks. And again, we like our partners, not only that have great technology, but share the cultural and kind of the strategic vision that we do. So just an interesting note for both platforms. So we talked about the value of connecting best-in-class platforms at the beginning of the presentation. And honestly, that doesn't just stop with Ekos and Xero. Ekos also connects to Square and Arrive for point of sale and e-commerce transactions. And for my wine folks out there, we will also be connecting to Commerce 7 soon. And you can probably anticipate additional integrations coming beyond that as well. So in the center of this connected ecosystem, aptly named, we have Ekos, which is the system of record for your business for inventory, accounting, sales, and production. Whether you're selling on-premise or online, Square and Arrive will send transaction and payment data into Ekos, and then Ekos will generate an invoice that depletes the inventory, accounts for the cost of goods sold, and generates a journal entry to be sent over to Xero. So the core value drivers for this added connectivity remain much the same as what you've heard so far. It eliminates double entry for data. It streamlines your core business processes, and it provides more accurate data so that you can make better business decisions. So Brooks, you mentioned earlier when you were introducing Xero, the number of connected apps in the Xero ecosystem. Tell me why. Why place that level of value on connectivity in Xero?
Yeah, so we love our customers to have options, and it's kind of what's really nice again in the synergies between us and Ekos is a lot of the integrations you've listed here or other integrations that we both have exist in both marketplaces. So if you are using, 3 or 4 tools to run your business, it's highly likely that you're going to have an integration to Xero in the marketplace. And we have over 800 because we just have that open approach. We want to have the tools that work best for you, and we want them to be easily accessible. And so by going through 800, you can kind of pick and choose what's going to be able to customize to your business. And that's what's great about using Ekos with Xero is more often than not with those 800 integrations, you're probably going to have an integration in both places. So you can set up those systems to all function as one, again, place of record.
Awesome. So how to get started? First, I want to be very clear in saying that Brooks and I work fairly closely together. So I am an easy pathway to Brooks, and Brooks is an easy pathway to me. And in the interest of keeping this streamlined, you can, if you're a current Ekos customer, a current Xero customer, or neither, we're both here to help. One way to learn more about either platform would be to go to our website, goekos.com, and just fill out the very brief, multi-field lead form there. And that will put you in immediate touch with our sales team. Our sales team can then connect you over to Brooks' team as well. There will also be a follow-up email tomorrow, and you can respond to that email. And once again, we can put you in touch with our sales team. Or if you prefer, you can email me directly at landon@goekos.com. That's landon@goekos.com. And again, no matter which path you go, we can get you in touch with the appropriate folks in Xero as well. Quick note on onboarding and how to get started with both platforms. So if you're new to Ekos, most of our customers have roughly a 4-week onboarding process into the platform. For those customers that are especially focused, that can certainly be accelerated. But there will be a hand-in-hand approach to that with our customer success team. We also have a dedicated support team that has 1-day turnaround time on any inbound support request, available by chat, by email, or by phone. And then we do, for the Xero integration specifically, We typically launch that integration towards the end of the onboarding journey with the idea that we want to make sure that you and your whole team are familiar with and successful in Ekos before connecting it over to your books. Obviously, the risk there is if we pull the trigger a little bit too early, any bad data goes into Ekos, we really want to keep your books as clean as possible. So for existing customers out there who are either on Xero currently but are not connecting the two or interested in connecting to Xero, we will still take the same customized onboarding approach. You'll work hand in hand with our team to set up your financial account to connect over to Xero. And we'll help you with best practices for what we've seen to be successful in connecting Ekos over to Xero. So I am now going to flip it over to Q&A, and I'll start with the couple of questions that came through the registrations from you all. So first, Brooks, this one is for you. Why should craft breweries choose Xero over other accounting platforms?
Yeah, it's a good question. We obviously get that a lot. There's choices in the market. Xero's really set up to be, we focused on product first. So coming out of New Zealand, our founder did always have that ecosystem marketplace approach. We've had open APIs. So we've had apps that have been building to us for over 10 years. And we actually usually hear that our integrations are a little more slick compared to competitors. So more functionality. We have like what's called endpoints, if you're familiar with the technical side. So more places that you can actually feed different information. And so integrations like Ekos have leveraged that. And what we find is with those connectivities, a really simple, the interface is designed to be very beautiful, simple. And then we basically have everything that your traditional accounting softwares will have and more. So whether it's invoicing, inventory, bank connections, reconciliation, those are very similar across competitors. You're probably thinking of like the biggest competitor would be Quickbooks. But other than them, we have some integrated payroll features. So payroll can be done through a partner and show up right in the platform, and a lot on top of their offering. And then on top of that, we look back, we're over 2.45 million globally. So we are much bigger than most accounting software options. Just not as well known in the US. And so as we grow our presence here, people will, if you try out, you get a free 1-month trial, you'll kind of see how it is really that slicker interface for you.
Yeah, and to echo Brooks, what you were saying, I think one thing we hear from Xero customers especially is the user interface, and that it is more user-friendly and intuitive than some of the other platforms that are out there. So that I would definitely echo that as something that we hear frequently.
Yeah, and we're very people focused. So we have one-to-one support. We're here for you. We're very much like there live to help you in your business.
Awesome. Thank you. All right, next question. Do I need to be tech savvy to use the Ekos and Xero integration? No, you don't. We being the Ekos team, will take up the entire setup process for you to make sure that your financial accounts in Ekos are mapped appropriately to your chart of accounts in Xero. And there's really very little intervention beyond that. Again, the sync occurs automatically between the two platforms. So there's really no manual intervention required. And accounting is a core part of our platform. So this is an integration that we take very, very, very seriously. And candidly, it's among our highest performing integrations as well. So really, this is something that anybody can do, not simply because there's not a whole lot to do. We'll take care of the hard part for you, and then from there, it's just as long as you're in Ekos and getting your data in on a regular basis, the Xero integration takes care of itself. All right, a couple more questions from Richard. So this program would be a replacement to Quickbooks. I would answer that as yes. And Brooks, I'm sure you want to spend some time diving into that. So I'll tee that softball up for you.
Yeah. So thanks for the question, Richard. It basically would replace QuickBooks, yes. So they would be our biggest competitor. Both of us have online accounting software, but we do feel we have a lot of features above and beyond and that kind of, support and beautiful interface. So Yeah, you would choose Xero over QuickBooks. And I see you also asked about a full-time bookkeeper. So I'll just dive in that if you don't mind, Landon.
Yeah.
So it is also very useful if you have a bookkeeper and accountant. We actually recommend most of our SMBs that join the platform get connected to a bookkeeper or accountant, kind of like I was touching on, due to the success rates when you have that advisor. And we have what we call Xero HQ, which is a view for your accountant to manage all of their clients on. So they actually have their own program to basically help you be successful. And then at the end of the day, if you're connected to your bookkeeper and they're on Xero as well, everything you do is showing up for them. So you save a lot of time in working with them so that they can kind of still process everything they're doing for you. So yeah, it works really well. We recommend everybody. We have a whole advisor directory if you need someone, and we try to get all of our small businesses set up with that.
Yeah, and if you're interested, whether you have a CPA, a bookkeeper, both, or not, but maybe you're interested in switching, let us know. We actually have professionals that specialize both in Xero and in Ekos. So if you onboard their services, they will immediately be experts in those softwares, and that makes for a much better customer experience for you all. But yeah, I would echo what Brooke said. There is nothing better than having high quality professional services people in your core business. And at the end of the day, honestly, this integration, while there is still a role for the bookkeeper to play, this will save you money on some of those costs, and it allows the bookkeeper to be more efficient with their time so that they're not spending your dollars chasing down information from all kinds of different places. Another question from Steve. We're looking to have Xero compile sales data from non-Ekos compatible programs, e-commerce, retail POS, and update inventory in Ekos. Is there a function in Xero that can update Ekos inventory without first generating the data in Ekos? So Steve, the answer to that would be no. So the two-way sync, or I guess the sync from Xero back to Ekos, is specifically related to going to be specifically related to your financial accounts. So the inventory itself, anything updated in Xero will not update into Ekos. What we would recommend for that right now, if you're looking for an automatic data reconciliation between platforms, we would recommend exploring Square and or Arrived. So if you would be interested in hopping on a demo with either of their sales teams, they're wonderful people, both companies. And I or anyone at Ekos would be happy to make that introduction for you. And we will, just as a note, kind of on the Ekos connectivity, we will be adding more integrations to our broader product platform over the course of 2021. So you will see more kind of an open and connected approach from our team going forward. So I think that's it for now. For the 5 folks who submitted the questions, thank you.
You've got one more question in the chat from Pauline. When entering purchase orders in Ekos, when is this data moved to Xero? At the time of ordering, receipt, or invoice?
Yes, good question. So if you create a purchase order in Xero, that is effectively a draft, right? You're submitting the purchase order. Ekos will not recognize that you've received the inventory until you actually post your inventory receipt. So once you post that inventory receipt, Ekos will recognize the transaction and sync the data over to Xero at that point. The purchase order, intentionally from our end, is not intended to recognize inventory, so nothing will be sent over to Xero yet. So it's just a matter of clicking through and post and clicking through to post on inventory receipt. And again, if you have any other questions out there about best practices with the platform, even if you are already on both platforms, and maybe you even have the 2 platforms connected to one another, if you have other questions on best practices or additional connectivity or really anything related to your business, let us know. We can probably help. If it's in the accounting world and we can't answer, we can shoot you over to Brooks and his team, and they probably can. So again, we are here to help. Anything you need at all, please let us know, and we're happy to jump in.
And Landon, we got one more quick question from Richard. How difficult is it to migrate QB chart of accounts to Xero? In other words, change from QuickBooks to Xero. So it's super easy, Richard. We make that process very seamless for you because we'd love to gain your business. And so we have teams that will help you do that, or we actually have services that will do that. And we have automated ways of actually managing that for you at Xero. So we would, yeah, if you just get in touch, we can walk you through the process. Cool. I think that's all the questions I see.
Yeah. Well, everyone, thank you so much for joining. I know there are a lot of you on here. So thank you for making both of us part of your day. Hopefully it's the most exciting part of your day, or maybe hopefully not. It's not the most exciting part of your day, but I hope you found the time valuable nonetheless. Brooks, thank you. Always a pleasure. Enjoy speaking with you, and really appreciate you all and your partnership.
Thank you. Yeah, we're super excited about this partnership. We'd love to help more customers, and I know more Xero customers will be coming to Ekos. So we love the craft space and really appreciate being here. Good luck to everyone. Stay safe and hope to hear from you soon.
Thanks, everybody. Enjoy your week.